This isn't a how to become a digital nomad video. Here's the hard truth. There are more remote jobs now than ever. People are making a full-time income writing emails, editing TikToks, closing sales, teaching languages, customer support, digital marketing, so on. There's an endless list. You don't need another list of remote job ideas. You need to hear why you haven't taken the leap and what it's actually costing you. Okay, and I know this because I've done it. I made a remote salary as a professional software engineer. I've earned Wi-Fi money as a sales rep, and I've stacked pixels in the bank as a language teacher. Now I'm creating content. So here's the hard truth. There are countless paths to make money online. Visas are easier than ever, and living abroad is often cheaper than your current life. The world isn't as scary or as expensive as you think. Thailand, that's safe. Eastern Europe, that's very safe. So what's the real problem? It's not a lack of opportunity. It's a lack of ownership. You see, most people, they want freedom, but they never learn a high value skill. Or they dream of quitting, but they don't put in work to replace their income. They say they wish they could travel, but they're too scared to take a calculated risk. People wait for permission, they wait for the right time, they wait for someone to tell them it's okay, and that's all wrong. Okay? So here are the mindset shifts that you need. Instead of thinking, I need permission, you don't. Start acting like the person you want to become. Instead of thinking it's too risky, think staying stuck in a life you hate is the real risk. Okay? Instead of thinking, I don't know where to start, pick a skill. Sales, copywriting, video editing, teaching, anything. Just start and stick to it for a while until you build real skills that are monetizable. Okay? Now, what if you fail? What if you think, what if I fail? Well, what if you don't? What if it works? Everything goes to plan. You get your dream life like I did. Okay? Here's another mindset. People think that they need to be fully ready before they go. And again, that's backwards. Obviously, having some sort of income or savings is vastly, greatly ideal. But the thing is, action creates clarity. Okay, you're going to figure out the logistical details, your day-to-day, your routine. You're going to figure out 80% of that out after you land. Okay, so don't worry too much. Another mindset I hear is people say it's irresponsible or some variation to leave a stable job. And what I say to that is it's irresponsible to settle for a life that kills your soul. Okay? A few other ones. I'm not tech savvy, or I'm not an entrepreneur. And look, you don't have to be. Most remote jobs, they pay for reliability, communication, and consistency. And that's really it. Okay? Or perhaps you might be thinking, I'll go once I save a certain amount, whether that's $10, $20, $50,000. Most people overestimate what they need. If you're a young person in your early 20s, I mean, rent in some cities like Da Nang, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Buenos Aires, they're $300, they're $800, they're not $2,000. I was paying $2,000 a month in Australia for my apartment, and then in Thailand I was paying $200 a month in the beginning. Here's another one. Companies in my country don't let you work abroad, and you got to create your own opportunities. Look elsewhere, look international. Don't be so confined to your geography, right? That's what we're doing here. And the last one I want to leave with you is the fear that people will judge me. And it's true, people do already judge you, and they're not the ones that are living your life. So go ahead. Para adelante. My story, I grew up in New Zealand, and when I was younger, I felt trapped there. I wanted freedom. I moved to Australia at 25, but I still wanted total freedom. Okay? Fast forward some destinations later, I ended up in Buenos Aires. And when I first moved to Buenos Aires, I had two friends coming with me. I bumped into a guy I knew from New Zealand. I'd been doing some networking online, so I met another 4 or 5 other sales reps prior to that, and they happened to be there. So yeah, I created a pretty epic circle and had some crazy times. And that's just what I had envisioned all those years earlier. Okay, have you ever felt like you're missing out on experiences, cultural experiences? Maybe you want to try new food, see new places, date from other cultures, or just really just go on adventures whenever, like go to the beach, the jungle, whatever you want. Well, that's how I felt when I had this office job. I felt like I had this lack of freedom in terms of my location and my schedule. And even when I had a remote 9 to 5 within Australia, I still had to ask for permission to move cities, and I couldn't work from outside of Australia. And that really bugged me, okay? So I prioritized location freedom. And now, fortunately, I'm able to do that. I can go wherever I want, whenever I want. I've been able to build a wealth of life experiences, the food, the people, the cultures, the drinks, the mate. So working remotely, man, it just gives you this freedom. And you don't have to, it's not this black or white lifestyle where you're a digital nomad and you have to go here and go there. I'm right now, I've been staying mainly here in Serbia, and I've been spending time away. Like the last 12 months, I spent 6 or 7 months in one location, 5 months abroad. Okay, so it's not this black and white thing. You can create your own lifestyle. It's about having the freedom to do so rather than being confined. Okay, now I could have done this. I'm 29 now, but I could have done this when I was 18. Back in 2015, I could have done this, right? I had the resources, the time, but I was scared. I was a little kid, and the opportunity were there even 10 years ago. Not as many as today, but there still were. So if I could do it 10 years ago when I was 18, then you can too, okay? Your age doesn't define you, your mindset does. I know guys that are 17 or 18, and I also know guys in their 40s and 50s living this sort of lifestyle, having the freedom to go where they want, when they want, and it's fucking amazing, okay? So we've covered the mindsets and what's holding you back. I'm sure if you're not already a digital nomad and you've been wanting to do this for a while, one of the few things I mentioned will probably resonate with you. If it does, if you feel like you're getting something out of this video, obviously like and subscribe, but feel free to drop a comment, let me know what you're struggling with, and reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I've got spots to walk a few people through this journey of getting online remote work. I can give them my travel advice. Basically, if you want to live this lifestyle, but you're not sure and you want someone to literally show you the ropes and guide you there, I'm your man, so reach out, okay? And I'm also going to post another video shortly, which is called the Freedom Square Theory. So if you're, obviously we've talked about location freedom, but if you're interested in the other types of freedoms, like purpose freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, social freedom, then look out for my other videos, and especially that one. Okay? See you in the next one.